So, an update on the upcoming jury trial. April 5th, 6th, and 7th, 2023. There's going to be a jury trial. I've been accused of felony menacing. I fired 3 warning shots straight up into the air from behind my house to the perpetrator. I was communicating with the perpetrator. He jerked his steering wheel with his big rig, acting like he was going to run me over and my dogs over. He was laughing. He was having a good old time. Jerked his entire big, loud, and oily big rig towards me and my dog. So I fired a couple warning shots in defense of home, person, and property, which is consistent with Colorado law. Article 2, Section 13 says that you have a right to bear arms in defense of home, person, and property, or when you're aiding the civil authority, but you can't have a concealed weapon. That is Article 2, Section 13. That's the same language since 1876. So the jury trial's coming up, and it's only just a couple days, not like 2 weeks away. It's been postponed 2 times. And had I known that if I'd known the law, as well as I do now, if I had known the law as well as I do now, I wouldn't have waived my speedy trial twice. Instead, I would have gotten it dismissed after 6 months. If the prosecution isn't ready to take the allegation to trial, then it gets dismissed. That's how the one Dutch German who burnt down everybody's houses, he got his case dismissed, I think. His case has been getting carried on for like 3 years. And then eventually one of the judges was like, I'm pretty sure my hands are tied. I have to dismiss this case. Plus, in order to have got it dismissed the way that I think Rule 48 says, I would have had to not only understand the law the way that I do, but I would have to understand the way that the judge understands the law. In addition to, so plus, and then a lot of those laws will never be used. But if I would have, on the second time, instead of asking for the speedy trial to be, and I made sure it was a speedy, I'm not giving up my right to a jury trial, but the speedy trial. And then when you give up your right to a speedy trial, then it actually, you still have it, but it just, from 6 months to the time, and by your own consent, you can give up a freedom by your own consent, says Hobbes. Fucking Hobbes says that. That's the 24th. So if I would have just asked for a dismissal instead of doing, waiving my speedy trial, but I'd made a comment about it, so I think it was important for them to Guantanamo Bay me. Right, Obama said he was going to shut down Guantanamo Bay. He didn't. They stopped him from doing that. But he passed Obamacare. CRCP Rule 48 on dismissals. Actually, here the rule is Rule 48A. You ready? The court can dismiss nolle prosequi, but only upon a motion in open court. Judge can dismiss and with the court's approval and consent. Yes, we can dismiss. A motion should be supported by a written motion or accompanied by a written statement stating the reasons concisely for the dismissal. You got a written motion? No, I just want to say it. Can I just call this one in? Can I just pull a Jerry? Hey, I don't want to go to court. But you haven't been following Colorado law. You're not following the planning and zoning laws of Costilla County. I know, but I don't want to go to court. Supported by written motion accompanied. Well, okay, you got a written motion at least. Nah, just quash it. Accompanied with a written statement. You got a written statement? Just at least have a written statement. Say that you don't know anything about you don't know what happened. September 17th, 2021. You don't know person A. You don't know person B. Filed in the record of that particular case. Stating reasons concisely for the dismissal filed in the record of that particular case and be open for public inspection. Such a dismissal cannot be filed without the defendant's consent to CRCP 48B1. Except as otherwise provided in this rule, defendant is not brought to trial on the issue raised by the complaint, information, or indictment within 6 months from the entry of a plea of not guilty, he shall be discharged from custody if he has not been admitted to bail, and the defendant shall not again be indicted, informed against, or committed for the same offense or for another offense based upon the same act or series of acts arising out of the same criminal episode. But hell, let's be honest, we both wanted the jury trial. He gets to be a bit of a dick in the courtroom, and I get to be a bit of a dick outside the courtroom. To be honest, I think it works out well. It seems to. I may argue with him and win a momentary victory, but he runs the courtroom for the most part. And I wonder with some of the things that he says, it seems like he's either paying attention or others around him are paying attention to my little YouTube channel. On March 15th, 2023, I posted my last motions. And so we were arguing about them. There's 5 last motions. Annabelle, that's the DA. That's the DA. I've been up against 8 people from the DA's office so far. Annabelle's the 8th DA guy. He's going to be the one that's prosecuting the case. He graduated from Emory Law School. So I was literally Article 2, Section 13. I read Colorado law before I got here. I respect Colorado. So I'm not going to go into your house and say, fuck your rules. Oh, what, you want me to wipe my feet? And then just get my muddy feet up all over your couch and your walls and your bed and kitchen table and the anti-Xanus. I don't abuse. I'm not racist. I respect the orderly development of planning and zoning. It matters how you enter into a community. That's Saul Alinsky. And then goddamn Robert Greene, he says you fight when you put yourself on death ground strategy. When you have a death ground strategy, you just say, okay, I got to build my house or else. I remember when I first came to the SLV. I think I can. My RV, my piece of shit RV is just barely chugging up over the pass. I think I can. So much hope. One motion that got passed a while back that I was particularly proud of, the motion for a fair and even-handed trial. So hopefully I get a fair and even-handed trial. Essentially, it's a dispute between 2 individuals. You got person A and you got person B. Person A is going to make their case. Person B is going to make their case. And then a jury is going to render a verdict. And I'm not one way or another. I think I'm pretty balanced. In Costilla County, I called the police a couple times. But in Conejos County, I only called them 1 time. Not a snitch. Nor am I a total slam dunk for the cops. But I am giving the cops and the courts and the system, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. They should be on the up and up. They have a professionalism. They have... There could be a genius, I think, to squeezing a person until they pop if the person that you're squeezing is pressing on the criminals. So I'm not the only one. I'm not the one who's pressing these charges on me so hard. Over a year and a half, I'm not the one who's pressing these charges on me. So you could, at any point in time, you could just revoke a complaint. So there could be a genius to squeezing a person until they pop by pressing down on me. I don't particularly like telling other people what the heck is going on, but I'm not going to go to jail for 3 years, $100,000, and so I'm going to press on the criminals. That's only fair, is it not? I mean, they're the criminals. They're the ones that should have been arrested to begin with. CRE, Colorado's Rules of Evidence. CRE says that all relevant material evidence is admissible. All relevant and material. Those are the key words right there. Relevant and material. So material, relevant material, that just is it important to the case. September 17th, 2021, you had 4 eyewitnesses. You had 4 eyewitnesses, in addition to person A and person B. So I would think that all the eyewitnesses would be relevant in material of evidence. You would need videotape, photographs, all the eyewitnesses. CRE 601 says that most nearly everybody is a competent. Everybody is nearly a competent to be a witness. Are you competent enough? Yeah. Yeah, you're competent. Did you see something? You saw me driving away? Okay, then you're an eyewitness. You saw something. And then if you're not a person that has any personal knowledge of person A and person B arguing, tussling, tiffing, say you're a person in the neighborhood, then the question is, how's the police protection? And what would you say about the level of crime? Is it high, medium, or low? Do you have police protection, yes or no? And then the crime rate, is it high, medium, or low? And then expand on each one of those. Just say something about a time that the police did their job, didn't do their job. You had a situation that, whatever. So that would be the only questions I would ask for people in the neighborhood. CRE 501 says that nobody has a privilege to 4 things. 1, not to be a witness. So you cannot claim privilege and say that you don't want to be a witness. Why? You live real far away? Okay, I'll pay for your gas. I'll pay if you're going to be a witness, I will pay for your gas. CRE 501 says that nobody has a privilege to 4 things. 1, not to be a witness. 2, to refuse to disclose any matter. 3, to refuse to produce any object or writing. I want the truth. The whole truth and nothing but the truth. How can you base a judgment or a decision on anything less than the foundation of truth? You got to know what the hell's going on. Okay, person A, person B, they disagree. One of them disagrees with the other for some reason. You get 12 jurors on it and you get them looking at the case like with a fine-tooth comb, with laser-like precision. So CRE 501 says nobody, CRE 501 says that nobody has a privilege to not be a witness, to refuse to disclose any matter, to refuse to produce any object or writing, to prevent another from testifying or producing any object or writing or other. Once King Darius, when that the king with Daniel in the lion's den, once King Darius realized that Daniel's God was chief amongst his wise men, he picked Daniel as his right-hand man, and he put Daniel's enemies out to pasture. Daniel wasn't wrong. His enemies were in the wrong. So Daniel goes to the lion's den, and he emerges the next day unscathed because God had sealed the mouths of the lions. Motherfuckers just kept on motherfuckering. When I lived in Costilla County, motherfuckers just kept on motherfuckering and motherfuckering. The cops didn't do much. Didn't do jack shit, really, so I fired a couple warning shots. You're goddamn right I did. And I don't feel bad about it. In defense of home, person, and property. Literally, what Colorado law, the Bill of Rights, Article 2, Section 13 allows me to do. That's the whole point of the government of Colorado and America, is to protect our civil liberties, to establish justice, to promote the domestic tranquility, the common defense, and to secure the blessings of liberty, to form a more perfect union to an independent and perfect government, and to secure the blessings of liberty. So that's a Bill of Right. That's a Bill of Right. That's a right that I have as a Coloradan. I've been here in the valley for 3 or 4 years. I've been a Coloradan for 6 years, 5 years, something. So I fired a couple of warning shots. I typed warning shots into LexisNexis, and there's no laws about warning shots. So warning shots actually hasn't been adjudicated in Colorado law. in Colorado jurisprudence, are you allowed to fire a warning shot or not? People try to make some dumbass fucking argument like, oh, the bullet thing might come down on a motherfucker. If you're out in the middle of the country, in the middle of nowhere, and you're behind your house on a 5-acre parcel of property, this isn't in town, I'm not around other people. There's literally like nobody. There's only like 3 or 4 neighbors, and they're distant neighbors. So to think that I could shoot a bird shot, the only thing, it's going to fall down on me if it falls down on anybody, if you shoot it straight up in the air. And I was willing to risk a piece or two of bird shot falling down upon me. The person had jerked their steering wheel like they was going to run over me and my dogs. And they was acting a fool. They was acting like a hooligan. And they told me I wasn't supposed to call the police unless it was a 6 or a 7. And so, but it felt like a 1 or 2 or 3. It kept getting worse and worse. So I just wanted dude to know. I just wanted dude to know that I'm a bona fide Colorado American, and you're acting a fool. You're acting a hooligan. You're acting a douche. I think it's misdemeanor. Nah, not just a petty offense. That's at least a misdemeanor. You jerked your steering wheel towards me. That's a threat. You're trying to scare me with a deadly weapon. That's literally the elements of felony menacing. So he could felony menace me, but I'm not allowed to fire a couple warning shots? Why is that okay? I was just peacefully walking my dogs in the backyard. And then if warning shots are criminal, they're not. We haven't adjudicated it. Geopolitics, they use Iran, and they're not when you use them justifiably. With all the damn homicides, you're telling me you wouldn't want a warning shot or two? But okay, if so, ipso facto, you want to say warning shots are criminal? If that's the case, then stalking and spotlighting and drive-by shootings, attempted murders, felony animal cruelty, running over a person's puppy, that's criminal as too. That's criminal as fuck too. That's more fucking criminal. Stalking, spotlighting, drive-bys, attempted murders, killing a person's fucking puppy. And then if you just think about what's good for the goose is what's good for the gander. What did the cops do? Okay, 3 warning shots were fired. But I didn't go get 4 of my buddies, and then we all didn't get a bunch of long guns and AR-15s and go arrest the big rig driver at his house. He was a tough guy. He jerked his steering wheel towards me. I'm telling him to get the hell out of here. He's laughing at me. He thinks it's hilarious. I'm saying, get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. And then he jerks his steering wheel towards me. But that's how I was arrested, right? You had 5 cops with guns, and then they arrest me, and then I go to jail and post bond. But if I would have done the same thing, if I would have got 4 of my buddies, and we were all armed up, and we went and made a citizen's arrest, you'd think they'd think that was A-okay. Apparently when the cops want to make an arrest, they can get the job done. Right now, it's like Robert Pickerell's the king, criminal, terrorist, sovereign. He's the king, criminal, terrorist, sovereign. He's the mayor. He's the county commissioner. He's the judge, jury, and executioner. He's the sheriff. Robert Pickerell's the damn sheriff around there. Nobody can talk to him. Nobody can interview him. He goes in there, breaks all the planning and zoning rules, commits crime after crime after crime. My God, what a mastermind. This guy's a genius. Brilliant genius mastermind. How does he get away with it? Just, getting people to think in terms of fairness. What's good for the goose is good for the gander, is it not? So there's a few notes about the upcoming jury trial. Come one, come all. Could use just somebody, just take notes. The media, you should come in and take notes. So there you go. There's some notes for the jury trial for all my friends, family, colleagues, neighbors, haters and enemies. Haters and enemies.